We as human beings tend to fall into one of two main categories when it comes to the way we think and our behavior. We are either reactive or we are proactive. Being reactive means responding to events that happen right here, right now, which means the focus is on the thing that is right in front of us, which is another way of saying that we are mostly concerned with short-term events and solutions. Someone who is proactive plans ahead for good and bad days, taking things that they can control in their own hands and adapting to things that they cannot control. Being reactive nowadays has received more of a negative connotation. When someone is said to be reactive, what it tends to mean is that they react quickly, without thinking through, and emotionally to something that has happened. Being reactive may also mean that we wait until a while after the event has happened, in the meantime getting stressed over it instead of dealing with it right away. In the original sense of the word, both reactivity and proactivity have their own benefits in the workplace. A manager who's reactive responds promptly to the needs of their employees, and a proactive manager uses their employees' current needs to factor them in their future decisions. A reactive employee gives a solution to an unforeseen problem, and a proactive one makes use of this kind of problem to come up with a strategy that will handle that problem in the future. What is considered to be the most beneficial of these two, however, is being proactive. And this is the case regardless of the position that we have in our workplace, whether we are part of the management or not, and whether we have a small or a big enterprise of our own. What are some benefits of proactivity that make it win over reactivity? The focus is on the future. Proactive thinking focuses on the future, either putting in place solutions for problems already encountered or strategies for potential events. The focus is on progress. Being proactive means that our main focus is not on dealing with issues that come up daily, but rather we put most of our efforts into the progress that we can achieve. We look into the future, into the next quarters, into the next few years, and do what is necessary to ensure enough progress by then. Optimization. Being future and progress driven, a proactive person will work on optimizing their systems to make sure that they deal better and quicker with problems in the future. Even though that means that they have to put in some time in the present, long term, such a perspective optimizes time as well. Stress management. Proactive thinking and behavior helps manage the level of stress in the workplace. While there can and always will be some things that we haven't predicted, being prepared for some unavoidable and potential issues takes a lot of pressure off. Additionally, what this does is it allows us to have more mental and emotional space to solve the issues that we weren't prepared for. The obvious question is, how do we become more proactive in our workplace? There are, of course, many ways we can do that, and different things may work for different people, but I have found at least 5 things that can help us all become more proactive at work. 1. Prepare. Proactive people prepare for potential problems that may arise. Reactive people have a more chaotic organization, whereby they not only prepare very little for potential problems, but they also get more stressed whenever a problem occurs. Being prepared in the workplace may be difficult for people who are just starting out their career, for those who start a new job at a new company, or for those who change careers. But this just means that the beginning of this new job requires more effort than the average person. It might include some mistakes along the way, but that in itself makes us learn more, which feeds our proactive mindset of preparing for the future. 2. Focus on problem solving. When an unforeseen problem arises at work, the reactive person might get stressed over it. They may react to it, but with a reaction that does not make the problem go away. The proactive person does not focus on their reaction to the problem itself. What they focus on is solving it. The very first thing to do when something unpredicted happens is we don't get too emotionally attached to the problem or its consequences if it's not solved. This only adds to the stress that the problem might have caused in the first place, and it can paralyze us. The second step is to identify the problem well and the reason why it happened, which generally gives us ideas about possible solutions for the problem. Weighing the pros and cons afterward of each solution, we can make the best choice and make a plan on implementing that solution. The very last step in this process is to think about ways we can optimize our solution. 3. Take initiative. Proactive people in the workplace take the initiative very frequently. They usually already have a very clear set of objectives that they are working towards and a plan to achieve them. This makes it very easy for proactive people to take initiative. Reactive people, on the other hand, wait for something to happen before they take any kind of action. And because they don't tend to think so far ahead, it becomes difficult to take any kind of initiative. Let's take the example of someone who wants a promotion. If this person is reactive-minded, chances are they know that they want the promotion, and they might say that they are willing to do anything to get it, but they don't do anything different from what they did the previous day. They either haven't exactly laid out their goals explicitly and in terms of the work that they would need to do to get the promotion, or they have done that, but they don't feel up to the task. What this person would do if they are proactive, they would know not only what work they would need to do to get the promotion, but also how to do it and their required level of performance. What this plan does, it helps them know exactly what initiatives they need to take and when. 4. Be present. I don't want to go into much detail about what mindfulness does for us or into the things that we can do that help us become more mindful, but it is true that being mindful, or in the present moment, helps us with accepting whatever happens and thinking rationally. Additionally, it can also help us identify patterns of thought or behavior in us that tend to be more reactive than proactive. And 5. Be ready to adapt. Of course, even if we do everything that we can to prepare for problems and issues that can happen, we can never foresee everything. For this reason, when the unpredictable happens, we should be able to adapt. Once we get into the habit of thinking proactively, we are more relaxed when dealing with unpredictable events. While I was preparing the content for this video, I came to the realization that I have not always been proactive. When I started working right after university, I was not at all proactive, in fact. I was only reacting to whatever was happening, and not always in the best way. Luckily, I have been improving my approach towards proactivity. I'm still not there entirely, but I'm working on it. Sometimes procrastination takes over, other times, while I want to think about optimizing a solution, something else needs more urgent attending to. But now I am aware of what I do and don't do to become more proactive. I can say I was not aware for a long time. This only serves to help me though, because now I know what I need to work on to become more proactive. This was it for this video. Thank you everyone so much for watching. I will see you all next time.